What if we told you that the legacy media is absolutely done? It's toast, and we have the stats to show it. Today, we'll reveal that new media has conquered them, and now, even in California, double the jobs going to new media, content creators like YouTubers over the film industry, and it's getting worse. Don't go anywhere. This is the story that Dinosaur Media doesn't want you to know. Hello, folks. It's a beautiful day. It's a fine time to come our way where the truth with a capital T is served up, and we are happy to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in and get the win. Yes, you're winning. We're winning. Everybody but the legacy media is winning. Click the like button and let's dive in right now. If you thought that the new media had slowed down, think again, my friends. The new media has conquered the legacy media. It is not even close. It is a meteor versus the dinosaur media, and they are just now finding out that they've gone extinct. Somebody tell them. The Hollywood Reporter is doing so by Rick Porter. It says a slow motion eulogy for the TV industry. And we are going to go way, way, way down in this article to get what we need out of it. But hang tight, we'll get there. It says a slow motion eulogy for the TV industry, now in shorter supply, shows that involve real sets being built, fully staffed writers' rooms, series regulars, dozens of recurring and guest roles, and attention spent on production value, blah, 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 blah. I'll give you the first couple of paragraphs just so we aren't accused of going out of context. But boy, you got to see the stats that we've got down here. It says the mini revival of TV's pilot season this year has been an unexpected surprise and also a bittersweet one. NBC has ordered 8 pilots in the past 2 months, more than double the number of pilots it picked up last year and more than the total of 7 across all broadcast networks. During the 2025 development cycle, ABC and CBS have 2 pilots each, bringing the total to 12. Now, this article is really, what its goal is not the same as our goal, but they're giving us something that we want down in there. But the article is all about how TV is making a teeny weeny itsy bitsy resurgence. Lou, back in your day when you were working in TV, how does this compare? How many pilots were happening back, decades ago? And also, is it the same considering a lot of these shows are doing 10 episodes versus 20 plus back when our favorite stuff was on?
Well, back in my day, God, you make me feel old when you say that, but it's reality, so I guess we have to deal with it. I would say 10 or 12 per network. And per year, yeah. And then, of course, for mid-season, it'd always be a few that would be held in abeyance. I've told the story before, I think, but I did a show once, which was, we made 9 of them, or I think 7 of them finally got on the air, but it was going to be a mid-season replacement. And we needed to reshoot something, and we needed to match what we already had so we didn't have to shoot the whole episode again. And so they brought in a big monitor with the edited current version that needed this new insert. There were 9 sets of time code on that print. Why? Because every single segment, this is a half-hour show in the prime time, had a different running time because of the varying lengths of the hourly news inserts and the promos and one thing or another. 9 for one show. So that just goes to show you it was a different world.
Totally different world. And you can see that in the chart, by the way. Now, it doesn't go back as far as we would really like to see, how many pilots were being made, but you can see the intense decline that we've seen over the past, 7-8 years. And here we are. There's a teeny weeny itsy bitsy resurgence, but it's really not much. The bottom line here is what they're trying to say is that legacy media has reached, it just fell off a cliff. Catastrophic freefall does not begin to describe what we've seen in the legacy media. But buried at the very bottom of this is what we really need to see. Because, folks, you listening, I don't care if you're a highly engaged viewer who's with us every day, or if you're someone out there who tunes in just, when you can. But maybe you even listen to other channels. Maybe you're going to that scallywag Fake Wizards channel all the time. Maybe he's your thing these days. Wherever you are on YouTube, you're winning, and you're winning bigly, because all the way, oh my gosh, all the way down at the bottom of the article, this is what we want. This is what you need to see. Because this is not truly how bad it is for the legacy media. This is how it is in California. If we could look at this chart for every other state, oh my gosh, can you even imagine? You wouldn't even have these other lines appear. The red line would be the only one that's anywhere visible.
And as I mentioned when you first showed this to us a little bit before the show, new media is the one thing that does not physically have to be in California. It can go someplace where the taxes and the expenses are lower.
Right. Which get out of there if you're new media and you're in California.
Yeah.
Let's take a look, folks. It's interactive, so we can take a look at it. Back in 2020, new media, that's YouTubers, right? That's Twitch streamers, that's whoever they might be. The new media, independent and not connected to the corporate elites. New media in 2020 in California, not in the U.S., just in California, 222,000 jobs. 222,000 jobs, which far exceeds any of the other types of media out there. 222,000 jobs. But the big deal is it grew. And in 2025, despite an exodus from California, it's up to 240,000. What about the others, okay? The much lauded and applauded film industry, TV and sound in California, 125,000 5 years ago. And at the end of the last calendar year, 116,000. But traditional media, newscasters, I'm so sorry. They started at 65,000. They are now at 31,000. They have been cut by more than half. Oh my. The collapse is real. Now, here's what we've got to think about, Wiz. What we got to think about is, what would this chart look like, let's say, in Oklahoma? Or what would it look like in Delaware? Or what would it look like in South Carolina, Wiz? Because these other, the yellow, the purple, the green, the brown, they would be so far down that this is California that we're looking at. This is Hollywood. No other place has a Hollywood. It's only new media.
Right. It's crazy when you consider the fact that and I'm sure Lou can talk to this as well. But California, it's a very strong culture. You go and see all the movies in California. You watch all of the shows in California. You're part of, in a lot of ways, the Hollywood culture, even when you're not a part of Hollywood, even if you're not like trying to be an actor. It's a big part of the Hollywood culture. But for us to look at this chart and see how new media is just destroying it, there is no chance of film and TV and sound overtaking what new media is and has become. And it's only going to continue that way. It's not like there's going to be some kind of rise. Something's going to happen that everything just starts to take back off again. It's not going to happen. Traditional media is going to go until it's off the chart. It's not even going to be applicable here.
I got to tell you the funniest story about what you just said. When my wife first moved out to California to marry me and join me in the wonderful journey of life, the first time we went to the movies in Valencia, California, movie's over, the credits start to roll. She gets up to leave, and she's the only person in the theater who does. And that's she's exactly totally mystified. And I had to explain to her, everybody knows somebody, and they're all looking for their names in the credits.
That's exactly what I was referencing, Lou. Thank you.
Yes.
That was exactly it. In California, they stay through the credits. You don't move because you're waiting to see all the people you know come up on screen.
And that's before after credit sequences were waited for by the general public. So,
right.
Are you guys saying the end credit scenes don't hold people over in the rest of the country now?
Well, maybe they do, but I'm just saying long before.
Wizards always waiting to find out, will there be shawarma? Will there be shawarma and Wicked for Good at the end of the credits? You got to stay and wait to see that.
Well, the question is, did anybody in the Midwest know what shawarma was before that started? So,
meat on a big stick that rotates. That's shawarma.
Yeah.
The rise of shawarma connected to that film is a case study, though. It's very interesting.
There's the next Star Wars movie, The Rise of Shawarma.
Somebody call Spaceballs 2 and tell them Lou's got an idea. Hey, here's the deal, though, guys. If we go back to that chart, here's the big deal. People need to know this. So this is California only. New media, the new media jobs. And this is why when we tell you that new media has taken over, when Joe Rogan had more viewership for his podcast hosting Trump and Vance than ABC did for the presidential debate, that was a milestone. But new media has double the jobs in California. Lauren, I'm going to bet you, and I don't have this in front of me, but I'm going to bet you that in many of the states in our beautiful country, and we love all of our states, every single one of them, okay, we love them. I'm going to bet that the numbers are so ridiculous that I bet new media has something like 15 to 20 times the jobs as film, TV, and sound in many of the states out there because there is no film, TV, and sound, but new media is everywhere. Lauren, your thoughts are ingenious, but we need to hear them.
I don't think I would take the bet, but I am curious how they're defining what a job is.
There you go.
I would like to know more about that.
Well, they're claiming it as employment. So I guess if you claim to be self-employed or employed by another.
But see, the dichotomy here is that new media, defined as us sitting in our room blogging online, we don't have 50 employees or 500 employees. We've got, in many cases, a guy, a microphone, and a girlfriend, or vice versa. But what I think they're talking about are the infrastructure jobs for outfits like YouTube and others that are big, that are still there. Now, whether they need those jobs to make new media work is another tale. But to show you how confused everybody is, I don't know if you saw the news, that Steven Spielberg finally said he's getting out of California because it's too expensive. Where's he going? New York City. So, out of the frying pan, Steve, and into the.
Boy. Come on, you can at least commute from Pennsylvania. Come on, man. Come on.
But he can afford, whatever he wants to do.
He can. Here's the deal, though. New media, they can't. Most of them. The majority of them. So why stay in California? Why? If you're Mr. Beast, for example, there is no reason for you to be anywhere near California versus North Carolina. So get out of there. And as the media is dispersed, as it moves across like a wave across the fruited plains of the US of A, it's going to be the democratization, the meritocracy of entertainment. AI is going to empower all that. Wiz, am I overly optimistic, or is that where we're headed?
Well, something else I want to throw in here, the new media, right? Well, that includes the content creators, yes, but that includes the TikTokers. That also includes editors, designers, your marketing people that are associated with this. That's all part of. There's an infrastructure here that's rapidly growing, and with the rise of AI and how AI is going to be playing into new media as well. These are all parts of that infrastructure that are continuing to grow. Things that are impacting negatively traditional media and film and television. We're only going to see these things continue to boom. It's just going to get better for new media. And I think it's only a matter of time before things like the news and traditional media start to play into the new media platforms, per se. I think it's only a matter of time because they know their days are numbered conventionally.
They've either going to become the new media or they're not the media anymore, because media is going to become synonymous with what it is that we do. That's what media is now. CNN, MS Now, that's what happens at assisted living. That's what happens in airports. That's what happens at bars, empty bars with nobody watching because Nielsen said they had to play it. But media is going to be what's on YouTube. We've already seen that it's at 12.5, 13% of all TV watching. And we know that most of the YouTube watch time comes from devices, not TVs. So This is going to explode. And as people get more power, I think YouTube grows to the point, and I hope Rumble and X join in, but I think YouTube gets to something like 20% of TV watch time, 25%. And that's good for everybody so long as there's competition for YouTube, because it's a breeding ground for unlimited, almost unfathomable competition across independent content creators everywhere. I feel better now. Do you guys feel better? That feels good. That's a good way to start, eh?
Almost like you passed a stone.
It is such fun getting to spend time together, folks, but we have come to the end of yet another video, well, that makes the mainstream scratch their heads, pull their hair out, and wonder, how is it we continue to do what we do? But you know what we do this for? It's for you. To keep bringing all the knowledge of entertainment, explaining what's going on in Hollyweird each and every day. And you can help us continue on that way by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms. It's the notification bell. Share this out on your favorite social media platforms, and we would love to have you drop a comment right on down below. Share your thoughts because, well, your thoughts truly do matter, and we mean it. As we get ready to say goodbye, we end with the common refrain. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.